Welcome back to Living Local. If you haven't already, you may soon see more for sale signs around the Quad Cities. Today, we're learning about a shift in the housing market that may be giving buyers more options. That's right. We're checking in with Kyle Robinson in this segment sponsored by the Robinson Group. Kyle, thanks again for coming in.
Thanks for having me back.
Okay, so what are interest rates looking like today?
Right now, a 30-year fixed loan, national average around 5.75. On FHA, VA loans, around 5.25 for a 30-year, and roughly around 5% for a 15-year. So they are starting to go back down, which is a good sign.
Slowly but surely,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so how are the interest rates affecting the housing market as far as this summer?
Well, certainly I will tell you that people that were looking at the end of last year, their purchasing power has certainly gone down from a 2.5% to 3% interest rate to a 6% interest rate. Certainly eliminated some buyers from the pool, and some buyers have decided to wait. You know, I will tell every buyer, though, it's for your forever home. It's not your forever rate. So one of those things is
like
if you find the right house, I would highly encourage that you look at buying it, because there's been many refinance opportunities in the last 15 years. So I would not be discouraged by what rates are. I would be more interested in if it's the right house.
If it's the right house, yeah. So how is the inventory of houses looking currently, and what can we maybe expect in the next 6 months or so?
So inventory is going up nationwide.
Okay.
Price reductions are starting to happen. It's starting to get back to more of a normal market. So that's one of those things that we've actually been looking forward to. Not only do our agents get some fatigue from that, but also buyers having to write 10, 15 offers certainly is a struggle. So we're starting to see some of the market lighten up. And inventory right now here in the Quad City Clinton market is actually roughly around the same active / pending listing. So around 850 active and around 850 pending on the residential side, which is pretty good, because you look at it 6 months ago, it's more like 600 active, 900 pending, or 1,000 pending. So we're starting to see that inventory come up.
That's nice. That's good news to hear.
Yeah.
So is now still, the time to buy or sell a home, maybe versus later?
I think right now it depends on what your family needs, right? Or what you need, right? So there's people that are having to move for relocation. There's people having to move because their family's expanding, or maybe their family's getting old or is gone and left the house, and now they're looking for something smaller. So I really think it depends on the needs of the buyer or the seller and whether or not it's a good time. But I think it's always a good time whenever you need it. So.
Okay. What about the difference between the older homes and maybe some, new builds? Are you seeing people just, maybe taking some of the older homes that have been around because maybe it's cheaper, they can remodel and fit their needs?
Great question. There's a lot of remodels going on right now. I was actually out of town last week with somebody who owns a pretty large remodeling company, and they're swamped right now. Really, in all reality, with COVID and a lot of these things, and the interest rates are raising, people have decided maybe it's better to stay at home and do some of these projects I've been thinking about for the last couple of years, and make it our home again.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the older homes, and they've remodeled, and it looks brand new inside, as if it's a brand new house. It's just amazing what you can do. So have you seen a shift in the process of buying a home, maybe writing an offer or getting an offer accepted?
Well, I think right now, I think that always making sure that you have less contingencies in your offer will always make it more appealing to it. I do think that right now we are starting to see, it was, for the last 2 years, people thought that we had to write over asking price, and we are seeing houses being sold for under asking prices. Many of our buyers are getting houses for under asking price. So I think it's one of those things, making minimal contingencies, non-refundable earnest monies, and other things, putting skin in the game and really showing that you're committed to buying that property. Having a really good qualified lender in the area possibly could potentially help you as well. And then certainly just making sure that you know any of the things that the seller want. Is there anything we could do? Maybe give them delayed possession, right? So that means the seller could stay in the house for an extra week to make things easier. What can we do to make it more appealing to the seller, to make it as easy as possible for them to say, this is the offer I want to accept?
Gotcha. Okay, so what can we do right now to increase, our odds in getting an offer accepted, maybe on their dream home?
Yeah, I think first and foremost is making sure that you make the time to get into these properties as soon as possible, and make sure you work with a full-time real estate agent that's maybe able to make that happen, or somebody that's able to have somebody that can step in their place if they're not available, because time is of the essence. It's one of those things that we teach our agents to try to get into these properties within an hour to two, and if their client's interested, to put pen to paper as soon as possible, so that way we can get in front of the seller, because the last thing we want to do is drag our feet and potentially have more competition come. So really that's one of the main things, and then once again making a clean offer and making sure you know what the seller's expectations are, and then obviously making sure that aligns with what your expectations are.
But you're still seeing multiple offers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In certain niche parts of the market, we're definitely seeing multiple offers. I will tell you, in certain parts of the market, we're seeing more inventory. So I think it's a great time for both buyers and sellers. I would not be discouraged right now. I think the housing market's strong, and it's going to finish strong throughout the year.
All right. Okay, Kyle, some great information. Thanks for coming in to talk to us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, again, this segment was sponsored by the Robinson Group. For more information, check out trgmove.com, and we'll also have all those details posted on ourquadcities.com.